the history of this basin is super interesting. Most of the time, over 800,000 years, it has looked about like this. But 4 times in history, the lake level went way up. And the last time was during the last ice age. And so we had this huge freshwater Lake Bonneville, and we would have been way underwater right here. And as the earth warmed up, this lake evaporated over the course of 3,000 years or so and just shrunk down to this level of Great Salt Lake. And there were stopping points, so you can actually see different lake levels. You can even see behind me maybe some lines on Promontory Point where the lake levels went down like bathtub rings, right? And so the result was this. And so when the first people came into Utah, that was about 13,000 years ago when the lake first looked like this after the Ice Age. So I love to think about this as Great Salt Lake has never existed without humans, because humans came here about the same time that it formed. And what we know of the first cultures that were here is they likely had a really high water table, lots of streams, springs everywhere. And so there's evidence of these springs in the rock record. We know that water was moving through the rocks in a way differently than it does now. So I think everything was so saturated, and there weren't many humans here yet. So I imagine it as just this place bursting with life, and all the wetlands were just flowing and beautiful. And I think that the indigenous people lived in harmony with the lake, with some agriculture and some raising of animals that didn't overtax the desert system. And in the 19th century, when white people started moving west and coming into this valley and pushing the native people away, what we saw was really a disharmony and an overuse of water. And suddenly, even though John Wesley Powell had warned all of us to not dam up water, to live within natural watersheds like the indigenous people did, people didn't listen, and they dammed up water, and they retained water, and they diverted water. And so it's no longer the natural system that it was at that time.